You won't believe how many things are wrong with your new bike. It's going to blow your mind. But don't worry, I'm here to guide you through it all. Welcome to the ultimate Tour de Bike. And just like the famous Tour de France, we're going to start off with an exciting prologue. In this series, we'll break down the issues into individual jobs, just like the stages of a race. Each video will tackle a specific problem and then I'll show you how to fix it. Most of these are easy fixes and all you're going to need is a set of hex keys, some grease and some basic bike tools. Here's something a lot of people don't know. Your new bike was assembled on a production line by humans and then it went to a bike shop and the final assembly was done by another human. That's right, there's no robots involved. And that leaves room for human error and costs being cut in surprising ways. Don't be fooled by the price of your bike. This pertains to the whole price spectrum of bicycles. I have customers who bring 8 or 10 grand bikes to me straight from the shop they bought them from, just so that I can take them apart and put them back together properly. Throughout the series, I'll take you through the jobs in an order that makes sense. Some of them should be done together, others need to be done in a sequence so they don't complicate each other. So get ready to join me, Ashley Malcolm, on this tour to bike, and by the end of this tour, your bike will be in perfect shape. Stage 2 of the tour is going to be a headset. If left too long, you might be getting this out with a hammer. The next stage is going to be the bottom bracket area. This is where all the water goes inside your bike. Then we're going to move on to the wheel bearings. Keeps water out of seal bearings too. After that, we're going to have a look at the cassette and the rotors. You want both of these to stay on your bike. And then we're going to look at the bosses on the frame. I'll show you the most common mistakes when fitting accessories. The handlebar stem and the handlebar bolts. Get the bolts to the correct torque and stop any creaking. Next up, we're going to look at the problem with the cables on this bike. Get slicker shifting and tidy these cables up. Next up, we're going to look at the problem with the cables on this bike. Get sharper braking and get rid of these lassos. After that, we're going to have a look at what you need to do with the adjusters on the bike. Stop these seizing without disconnecting the cables. Our next stop will be sorting out the rear derailleur with warnings on screws and cable adjusters. After that, we're going to sort out the front derailleur. We're going to focus on the importance of front derailleur height. Then we're going to move on to taking the brake pads out and doing some things to those and then putting them back in to make them work better and not squeal. 2 tricks the car mechanics use. Quickly followed by setting up the brakes. I have a top tip for setting up any type of bicycle brake. And then I'm going to show you a trick for the cables that I rarely see on a brand new bike. This will make your work last a lot longer. After that, we're going to pump up the tyres and have a look at the wheel tensions and true them up. Keep yourself running fast and smooth. Then we're going to have a look at the chainring bolts. Surprisingly, this is about safety. Then we're going to do what's called a final bolt check. Make sure your bike won't fail you. And then we're going to have a look at the seat tube area. These tips can stop bottom bracket noises. We're then going to take the bike out of the stand and set up the rider position. You've got to be comfortable. And then finally, give the bike a clean to get all of our greasy marks off it and any excess grease. So buckle your toe straps, get a good night's sleep because the next stage is a big one. Don't forget to let your mates know what's going on so they can join in as well. And I'll see you at stage 2.